The Disney Hometown Theater, originally known as the Uptown Theater, is located in a small town called Marceline, Missouri, in the northern part of Missouri. This is where Walt Disney spent the early years of his boyhood and was inspired to create Disneyland. In this little town, as you can see, there are pictures of the theater. There are famous cartoon artists that have come and visited. And
Marceline, Missouri is
you want to stop and take
a description
second,
of what America is. It's smack dab in the middle of the United States of America.
History of this Uptown Theater.
Well, Walt Disney came here as a kid.
Disney Hometown Theater.
This is where it all began. He had a thinking tree where he lived on a farm, and he would think under there about characters and different things he could do. And his home is actually just right down the road from here. His home where he spent some of his childhood years, which formed his life. Disney actually replicated or took the idea of the Main Street Marceline and put it at Disneyland. So, for instance, if you were to walk down Disneyland, Main Street USA at Disneyland, you're going to see the movie theater. You're going to see, the confectionery. You're going to see the Coca-Cola. You're going to see all those things that inspired Disney. You're going to notice different shops that Disney has. And one of the things that you're going to notice is the theater. And the theater is this old building that was originally built, the first part of it, in the late 1800s, and later on added on in the 1920s, the rest of the movie theater. And I think the first movie was shown in 1930. The amazing thing about that movie theater is that it has a bed and breakfast attached to it. The bed and breakfast is hidden. So you see the movie theater when you drive by, but the bed and breakfast is actually above the theater. It's like a hidden gem. People don't even know it's there, but when people find out, they want to stay there, and they come back. To stay at the bed and breakfast, you either you call the bed and breakfast, and you find, if you can, find a day to try and book, one of the rooms, or number two, you can go online. Call the number on the screen to see if there are rooms available. You can come visit us here in Marceline. Promise you, you come visit us, you'll be back.
Ownership of the theater. In 2011, Main Street USA Company assumed the note from Deborah Foster, and then who assumed the note from Shirley Schmidt. Main Street was owned by the Peck family and the Cox families. In 2012, Main Street USA Trading Company spends approximately $50,000 to fix major portions of the theater, such as the stage and the whole part of the back end of the building. In 2014, the Peck family was cheated by the Cox family with the illegal sale of their building. At that point, the building had an appraised value of $725,000, and the Cox family put $450,000 into their pocket, leaving the Pecks and their investors and friends with nothing. Cox goes to prison for 2 years for money laundering and fraud. That's an active picture of Cox being arrested. In 2016, the Pecks purchased the Cox stock from the bankruptcy in order to protect the theater. In 2016, the Pecks transferred ownership of the theater to a nonprofit organization to be able to raise the funds to restore the theater. The leadership of the theater is Franklin Peck Sr., Franklin Peck II, Joseph Peck, Joshua Peck, Ryan Peck, Curtis Roberts, Bob Aker, Bob Gurr, Todd Reagan, Carlene Thier, and Katie Peck. Potential leadership are the mayor of Marceline, Jerry Holt, Marceline city manager Robert Green, who Joseph Peck works with very closely, and Shirley Schmidt, who's a philanthropist and a successful businesswoman, and is the current note holder on the building. Garner Holt also has let known his desire to be a part of the restoration, as well as Donny Osmond. We also have Jeff Ryan, who owns Blockwire, who's going to be doing some making of different parts of the theater out of foam. And then we also have HGTV Flip or Flop, who are also interested in doing a show on the restoration of the theater. The theater and the B&B upgrades these are some of the pictures of the redoing of the stage and in the back, and supporting it with metal support beams. All the wood was completely ripped out and it was all redone. The screen, there was wheels put onto the screen for easy mobility. Some more pictures. And then we also look at doing the roof. The roof was barely hanging on by just small pieces of wood. It was rotted through, and as you can see, the whole roof on the back was ripped off, and redone. Here in the middle is model Joseph Peck. The theater upgrades as well. You can see pictures of the foam roof. We brought a certified foam roof inspector in, all the way from California, and he advised on what to do to save the roof. And as you can see on the right hand side, the roof is clean and pretty much new. Here's some recent upgrades. The Disney Suite. It's in preparation for the Toon Fest. We redid much of the electrical rewiring. The room is safe and usable. Plumbing has been fixed, brick clean and exposed, ceilings and drywall fixed, taped and mudded and painted. Here's a video here, a link, so someone can go and look at what some of the things that were done. As you can see, a lot of the pictures of Joseph Peck and many volunteers. More pictures. You can see before and after the bathroom, the stucco, and that was the ceiling of the bathroom to the right hand side there. That's Darren, and it was all redone, as you can see. On the left, you can see also where there was some sort of material and foam padding that was up against the wall. It was ripped off and the brick exposed, leaving a beautiful wall. Some of the history. In 1956, Walt Disney returned to Marceline to premiere The Great Locomotive Chase, where he allowed hundreds of children to come in and watch the show for free all day long. And he pointed at the clock, and the clock is still there, and he said, "Let the show begin." In 1998, the Disney Corporation premiered The Spirit of Mickey, and the plaque still remains. The current theater project that is being done at the moment is the new overhang. The new overhang, the inspiration of the overhang was from Disneyland itself, where originally the theater in Disneyland was inspired by the theater in Marceline. Now the theater in Disneyland is inspiring the theater in Marceline to make it look more Disney-esque. So total of this for this project is $25,000, of which we are looking for donations. This will not only include the overhang, but all the facade as well. The theater, when finished, will look very similar to the theater inside Disneyland. Once was an inspiration for Walt, and now his inspiration is an inspiration to the original theater. The website is waltdisneyhometowntheater.org. And to donate, go to the website now. Each $1,000 donation is a tax deduction. Each $1,000 donation gets you a free week stay at the theater with bed and breakfast and accommodations. And each $1,000 donation gets you a year's supply of cocoa or fire roasted, handcrafted coffee done right there in the city of Marceline, Missouri.